The Kenyan parliament must be demolished and a new parliament must be built.
What's up, my beautiful people? This is your boy Stefan, your Afro-Grenadian ambassador. Welcome all. I thank you guys for your support. Thank you for subscribing and liking this channel. I thank you guys for everything. All my subscribers, new subscribers, returning subscribers. Thank you very much. All my viewers that are viewing me from the UK, Canada, England, Grenada locally, America, all over the world, regionally and internationally. Thank you very much. Well, in today's video, we are going to delve into the Gen Zs of Kenya. Recently, I've been following the story of the Gen Z and how they are changing the narrative of the country and how they are pressuring the government to do what is right, to do the bidding of the people, because that's the reason why they were put there. The Gen Zs are changing the dynamics and they are setting the example for us here as well in the Caribbean. They are setting the example for every black person, every black groups, every black institutions, every black young boy, young girl in the diaspora, home and abroad. So in this video, we are going to listen to a Gen Z youth, who sent a strong message to his leaders, the leaders of his country, Kenya, especially the president, Ruto, and his regime. And I think there's a page and there's a lesson we should learn from this as well here in the Caribbean. So we're going to talk all about it when we come back. Let's take a listen to our brother, this Gen Z youth in Kenya.
Maybe tell us why you're wearing a white gown and also a kakandegi.
I'm wearing a white gown and carrying a white dove for two reasons. First, because everything happening in Kenya now is very spiritual. It is not physical. And it's something that I spoke about for the past 2 years. It has come to pass.
Yes.
And I think I have the moral authority to speak again on what could or will happen in the future. And what's happening in the country is very spiritual. And truly I told you that the Kenyan parliament must be demolished and a new parliament must be built. Maybe in Upper Hill. Na ipigwe color ya white. His actions, his words are fueling anger. So he's the leader. I want to call upon the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, to first start by dissolving the government. It's unfortunate it doesn't have the power to dissolve the parliament, constitutionally changed.
Yes.
But he has the power to dissolve the government. Kibaki did it in 2007. Kibaki fired all ministers, fired all PSS, and started afresh. I'm calling upon the president to dissolve the cabinet, to fire the cabinet and PSS and heads of parastatals, all of them. After the president fires all the cabinet secretaries, we will go and talk to the president, because we want the government of William Samoei Ruto to be the government of the people, by the people, for the people.
Yeah.
Yes, and it is true. A government should be for the people, by the people, and should stand with the people. And I love that statement my dear brother have said, and everything that he has said, his response to every question that was asked to him is spot on. I wanted to learn more about who are the Gen Zs, so I reached out to a few friends, and I learned that the Gen Zs are typically young people that are born between 1999 to 2009 to 2010. And, you know, the Gen Zs are a no nonsense kind of young people. They have a no nonsense approach when it comes to their opportunity and development for their country. You know, as you can see, they stormed the parliament and now they are looking to storm the state house. I don't know if that have already happened. I believe it is something that they will do. Yes, and you know, they are a no nonsense set of people. They will get what they want. They achieve what they are asking for. If it's not by dialogue, they will go do it by force because a government is to serve the people. Yes, and man, the Gen Zs are an inspiration. They are inspiration. It is said that Kenyans, you know, have changed the narrative of who are the giants of Africa. You know, some are now saying that the Kenyans are now the giants of Africa because they don't only talk, they don't only complain, but they put their words into action when their demands are not being met. And even here in the Caribbean, you know, you see, when a country is youthful, you cannot take a country for granted. You cannot take the youths of your country for granted. You have to ensure that the youths of your country are benefiting. You know, they are prospering. You have to ensure that things are put in place where the youths of the country could feel proud of themselves. They could feel as though, yes, we are contributing to the development of our country. We are building a legacy for ourselves. We are building a foundation for our children and our children's children. That is what youths want. Youths want jobs. Youths want to live a life that is meaningful. You know, youths want to do things that they can be proud of. They can be proud of. So when they get older, they can tell their children, you know, look, this is what I have done. This is the foundation that I have set. You know, look, I was part of this history. I was part of this progress. I was part of this development. And this should be a lesson to us here in the Caribbean. Our Caribbean leaders, do not take your youths for granted. Yes, you know, here in the Caribbean, you know, we must stand for what we believe as a people. You see, is when we come together as a people, things can be done. Things can be done. Quit murmuring, quit complaining. Let's get up. Let's get up and do something so our voices will be heard. Instead, we fight among ourselves. We form gang. We had this gang thing going on and shooting and killing one another. Let's come, because most of the times we say that the enemy is the government. So let's take an example from the Kenyan youths, from the Gen Zs, and band together and fight for a cause, fight for a change. You know, when I say fight, I mean figuratively speaking. You know, not spilling blood, but fighting, standing up. You know, if you have to protest, you know, protest. If you have to, you know, do things to pressure the government. That they need to stop talking and start acting. They need to stop dragging their feet and start, you know, putting some prep into the step. Yes, start putting legislation and things in place so that, you know, jobs can come about, things can come about. You know, stop going into meeting and no results after all these meetings, all these talks. Our situation are still the same. Let's take a page from the Gen Zs. Let's take a page from the youths of Kenya. You know, let us put our words into action. Let us come together as young people, and pressure those in authority. Yes, because as you heard the young man says, this fight is not about flesh and blood now. In these kind of times we are living in, let me tell you guys, this war have become more spiritual than anything else. In these times that we are living in, this fight is against principalities and powers and wickedness in high places, wickedness in government places, wickedness in parliament, wickedness in the cabinet, wickedness in government. Yes, wickedness in high places. That is what the fight is about. Not about killing one another. shooting one another, fighting down your black brother. No, let us come together, and start to fight for a common good, putting pressure on the government that, look, you need to say what you say you would have done, or if you cannot achieve, or if you cannot do the job, then get out. If you can do the job, get out. And we're going to get people there that are serious, that are for the people, by the people, and that will stand with the people. And that is what the Gen Zs of Kenya have demonstrated. Yes, I'm so happy to see these things are being done, and to see that the youths of Kenya are making progress. And you see what they are doing. If they cannot get the results that they are looking for, they are targeting certain areas that should be giving the results. Yes, there are some places, there are some things in government and in the system that we are living in. Sometimes I think we should just get rid of, because it only have a name. It's only have a name, but it's not doing anything. Look like, for example, the labor code. Here in the Caribbean, we have labor. We have a department that is responsible for labor and ensuring that people are working for a fair pay for a fair day's job. But yet and for all, we allow foreign investors to come into our country and exploit us. They're making the money, they're banking the money, the children living well, and our own people are being exploited, working for little pay, and yet we are not taking action against them. But the average little man, the average little Grenadian, the average little Caribbean man, they want to pressure and to an extent throw in jail, throw in the prison. But these foreign investors, these crooks and cons that come into our country, exploit our people, take all the money for themselves, take all the opportunities for themselves, build a big empire, and leave our people in poverty, still in poverty. There are some people working in certain companies umpteen years, donkey years, and they are still in the same place than they were 30, 20, 25 years ago, and even worse. So we need to take that example from our brothers and sisters on the motherland, especially in Kenyan, and what they are doing to change the corruption, to clean up the mess, to pressure the government that, look, you need to start fulfilling your promises and your obligation to the Kenyan people. You're not in there to serve yourself. You're not in there to make yourself look good. You're a public servant. Whether you are president or prime minister, whatever it is, you are a public servant. And so, I am proud of my brothers and sisters in Kenya, and the entire Caribbean should take an example. Take an example. Let's stop wasting time cursing down one another and fighting down on one another. And as youths, the young generation, the young Africans here in the Caribbean, because nobody else can do it now. The older heads are going out. It is we, the young people, here in the diaspora, here in the Caribbean, that need to rise up and fight for our children and our children. I have children on my own. And everything that I'm doing today is not for me. I'm not having myself in mind. I'm having my children in mind. I ask myself the question, is this beneficial? And what I am doing now, will it benefit my future my generation to come, my children that is after me, and children that will come? So that is the question that we should ask ourselves. It's time we take an example from the Gen Zs of Kenya, and I'm proud of them. God bless their souls. God bless their souls. They're not doing this because they want to cause chaos for the country. They're doing it because look what the young man revealed. He said, they asked him, who is the leader of the Gen Zs? He said, you want to know who is the leader of the Gen Zs? The leader of the Gen Zs is President Ruto himself, the president himself. And they asked him how that could be. He said, his response was, every time President Ruto acts foolishly, he does the things that he does, right? He's fueling the movement of the Gen Z. He's fueling the anger of the young people of Kenya. He's fueling these protests. And we have to It's time, brothers and sisters. We need to keep understand that we don't elect leaders because they have some degree, some PhD, they dress in nice jacket and tie, or they could speak well. No, we must elect leaders that are honest, leaders that have people in heart, and leaders that will stand with the people when difficult times come. We must also select leaders that are strong, that when they come under pressure by the Western colonizers, they will stand firm. They will stand firm on what they believe, on their values and principles. When they come under pressure, when the Western powers bribe them with funds, to do their bidding, they will stand strong and say, no, I will not do this because my people will be against me. I will not do this. Even if you want to cut aid from us, don't worry. We go walk the land. We go plant yam. We go suck salt and drink water. My people and I, we will suck salt and drink water. But I will not go against the values and the principles of what I and my people believe in. That is leaders we need and need to select. So thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe to this channel, and God bless you until we see again.